Historically rough markets. And one question everyone wants to know is what's going to happen next? What's even going on? What is this market pricing in? And where are we headed from here? Let's talk about it. So welcome back to the weekly report with NoBellTrading, where we talk about the markets and news. And one of the things that's been on my mind that I kind of want to talk about before we get into the market and the news, because this is going to be a fairly short episode, but one of the things that's entering my mind is Gary Vee, who's an entrepreneur who's great at building communities, and he's been doing lots of NFTs. One of the things he said has been really entering my mind because I've been built this company trying to build a community, and I'm wondering how the community building is going and if the goals are in line with what I'm actively doing. So because my goal is to build a community to help people learn about trading and investing and to grow this community along the way. I want all the education to be free and to be a service to others. All right. So if my aim is good, then success will come. Was my main goal. One of the things that I think is currently bothering me about the Discord is it seems like it's too much set up for building customers instead of building a community. And so one of the things that I've been considering is opening up everything in the Discord and then allowing people to donate if they like just using it, which is something that we've talked about in the past. And, a while back, I was going back and forth because I feel like what we provide is really useful. I just don't know if we have enough exposure. And then when people get in, we still do get a lot of people who think that this is a scam. And so I've been thinking about it and wondering maybe if I just open it all up and then do this like a Patreon model where everything's open to you. But if you want to make monthly donations to help support the team who makes this all happen for you, maybe we can move to that. People do tip me through the upgrade chat thing, and they do make donations. And obviously I make more off the subscriptions, but making money wasn't the goal, really. I really wanted to build the community and show hey, look, people can do this. It really can happen. It's not gambling. And you don't really have to be right to make money. You just have to know how to manage your risk. And here's the educational stuff you can do. And you can find your own path. So I've been thinking about that, and I'm going to go ahead and just open the question up to the community. What do you think about that? Give it some consideration. Leave a comment down below. You're part of this community, so I'm going to open up this question to everyone and see what you think and what you put in the comments down below, or give the video a like if you like the Patreon idea, but you don't want to type anything. I know a lot of people are against that because I have to get on my knees and beg for comments sometimes, and I get it. So maybe leave a like or send me a message on the Discord if you like that idea, because it's something that's really bugging me. Does this feel like a community or does this feel like a business? Because it should feel like a community. It should feel like everyone's here to help you and support you, not like we're just trying to get your money. So let me know what you think, and we'll take it into careful consideration because my goal here is to help you. So now let's talk about this market. And it's been a rough market for sure. Everyone can agree on that. One of the things I want to do is give a shout out to Marlo, who's continued to do amazing in this market environment. We're seeing 2,000% returns. Remember, he's always posting his trades in the contender chat, what he thinks as well. The other thing that I want to point out in this market environment is look at where our fear and greed index is right now, okay? And here, I'll move me out of the way here. We're in extreme fear right now in this market. And actually, if I pull up this right here, which is the S&P. If we look at the RSI here, we're low on almost every chart. Look how low we are on the RSI all the way across the board. And especially on the weekly here, sitting in the 30 range right now. This definitely looks like a setup for a huge rally, a short-term rally in the market. And I know it seems awful. Everything seems terrible, but I do wonder if next week we're actually going to get a little breath in the market. And if we've been listening to the community, lots of the other traders have been signaling this as well, as their feeling is that we could get a short-term bounce here. Now, does this mean that the lows are in for the market? I don't think so. I think we got one more big push to the downside, and I think we could revisit those COVID highs in the 3,200 to 3,300 range. And for as why I'm thinking about that, we can refer to this chart actually. This is the psychology of a market cycle chart. All right. You've probably seen this chart before. It cycles around a lot on the social medias. And so this is, we had our euphoria, right? That was heading into 2022, right? Then some complacency. We saw that in December, basically. And then we've been seeing this play out. Now, the thing is I don't see much panic right now. I did see some denial, and I'm not sure if we've hit panic, capitulation, or anger, and definitely not depression when I talk to people. Maybe the depression has started to hit in the crypto market. Maybe. But remember, there's still lots of signs that this could go even lower. I have definitely seen some anger, though, but I'm not sure if we've really hit the depression part of the crypto market. And this is all just kind of arbitrary, right? We did our Elliott waves. And so we have those charts, check out last week where we said this market will go lower, and we're starting to see that. But one of the things is I'm kind of trying to gauge the sentiment from the social medias, trying to use the fear and greed index, which we already mentioned here. And as you can see, we're in extreme fear. I think this needs a breath. And so I think that there'll be maybe some positive short-term sentiment come back into this market. But it is just historically just such a difficult market. And I was reiterating that on one of the live streams as well, because people kept asking questions. But, just really think about this, okay? When everyone's getting out, and doesn't want to be in the market, doesn't even want to open up their brokerage app or look at their account, that's usually the time to buy. When this fear is this bad, that's usually the time to buy. Because when everyone's hedged for more lows, it's when the market can tend to melt up. And a lot of that is caused by the market mechanics, which we've described in the Discord, where people will start hedging themselves, and that actually keeps the market from going down lower. So this is just something really important to consider, and just something that I always just try to keep a gauge on when I'm trading. Now, this doesn't matter as much when we're trading on the day, we're doing some day trades, some scalps, some swings. But when it comes to the long-term trajectory of the market, this is important to keep in mind. I just wanted to bring this up just to give everyone a little refresher and put it down in the comments. Let me know where you think we're at in this cycle of the stock market. So let's talk about some more concrete stuff in this market. Jerome Powell came out, basically said, hey, we want to cause this recession. We want to bring these prices down. And that obviously has been concerning for the markets, but I think everyone's still been surprised at how sturdy the markets really have been. I don't think a lot of analysts thought that the Federal Reserve could pull off this many interest rate hikes. Just like I don't think anyone really expected this performance to come out of bonds. Now, maybe there were some people who saw this coming from the bonds, but TLT went all the way to 107. And that was rough. That's been rough for me as well. It was, we're historically the worst performance we've seen out of bonds. I think only twice before has it been really this bad. So it's crazy to see, and it makes trading this environment even harder. Where, especially this past week, everything came down. That included energy. The pullbacks in energy were rough. Now, when it comes to energy, though, I'm still bull. I'm still a bull when it comes to uranium, for sure. And I'm still a bull when it comes to oil, for sure. So I'm looking at these lows in XLE and USO, and I'm saying, all right, this is probably a time to get back in, because what fundamentally has changed here for these to not continue to be bullish? This just seems like normal pullbacks to me, because nothing can go straight up and nothing can go straight down. And that's the other reason what is building my base case for a rally coming into this upcoming week is nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down. It's normal to see rallies in bear markets. It wouldn't be a far out unrealistic thing to occur. Now, when it comes to crypto, I think the lows are right around the corner. I'm pretty excited about it, actually, because I've been wanting to buy. I think in July, we could see the lows finally start to come in for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Ethereum especially has hit lows that I just did not anticipate at all. Like, it's been really rough for Ethereum. But I am hopeful, very hopeful, that those are now in, and then the buying opportunities could start to come in. And so stepping a step away from crypto, for the macro environment, we've continued to see this be really rough. And it does, we're looking at the global destabilization and more arguments being had between countries. We're starting to see some news pick up about the nuclear deal with Iran, trying to come up with some sort of solution there. We've seen China then do more lockdowns, saying they're going back to their zero COVID policy, which I think is kind of what kept this. I think this market probably could have caught a rally a little bit sooner, but then that news hit, and I think that's why we saw that kind of double bottom occur on Friday. So I'm looking at this. I'm thinking a short-term rally now that a bunch of negative news has been priced in, and I'm thinking that at this point we're probably likely going to be caught off by some good news that no one's really looking at right now. All right, we've seen nothing but bearish headlines. Even after the meeting, the Fed minutes, and Powell talking, we saw sort of climb up and then just sold right back off. To me, it just seems like, all right, we've been beaten down enough. It's time just for a short pause. Maybe some good news will come out. What that will be, it's too hard to speak about that. We don't predict the future. We try to react as fast as possible to what's occurring, right? Don't have to be right 100% of the time. And that's a huge thing that I probably should have included in the trading video. Best advice for traders. Like, you do not have to be right 100% of the time. All right. So you got five. Let's break it down this way. You got 5 different types of trades, like severe losses, minor losses, even, minor wins, and big wins. All you have to really do to be successful, and this is overly simplistic for sure, is get rid of those severe losses, right? If you have minor losses, that's okay as long as you still have big wins. If you could just manage that risk down, prevent yourself from entering those severe losses, you can find success. Just get that risk management down. And luckily, risk management is just something you can learn over time. Like, you can improve on it. It's just a muscle that needs working out. So that's about it for this weekly report. It's a short one, but a lot of the things that are going on in the market we've talked about in the past, and a lot of the news we kind of saw coming. So if you want to participate in the ongoing conversation, make sure you check out the Discord. Make sure you check out the link down below if you're wanting to pick up some gear, because the shop is back up and we got new t-shirts and hats and blankets, coffee mugs. So you can support the community by checking that out as well. And I will see you later in the week for some more videos. We're creating some more TikToks, be on the Instagram and stuff. And of course, as always, check out the Twitter, and the number one resource that's there for you is the Discord. And make sure to let me know what you think about that Patreon model in the comments down below. I'm excited to hear everyone's input. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next week at the latest.